Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. 5 topics for this video. Fast. The first one, it's about Kosovo. Remember the country Kosovo? That was taken from Serbia, remember? Okay. Well, the Kosovarian leader comes out and says, make sure Russia loses, otherwise we are in big trouble. Well, they had Yeltsin then. Remember, in 1999? Yeltsin was drunk and tired and old. Now, these guys have Putin. So, obviously, Kosovo shits its pants. I'm going to show you its warning, his warning, the man. Now, the bad people of Houthi from Yemen, they struck a British oil ship in the Red Sea. I guess, those guys even videotaped the attack. Why? So they don't leave anything to the referees. You know, when you fight and you go to the referee or the judge's scorecard, you don't want to leave it over there. Knock the shit out of the other guy. So, now Great Britain has to do something with Iran and has to do something with the Houthis. Now let's see what kind of staff you have, or bowls. I'm waiting for, but you got Argentina's Milei. If Argentina Milei does something in those Falklands Islands, you're toast. Next one. Moscow urges its citizens to leave Israel. They know something we don't? I guess, well, all those guys were going to move back after they left Soviet Union and then Russia, and they moved back. All right, we'll see. And someone in the European Union prepares you for war with Russia. What did I say? Exactly that. I said, these guys will get you in a hot war with Russia. So get ready. Do some push-ups, pull-ups, some abs, some, punching bag, some fights, and then some sparring, and get ready. Do some running, up the hill, sprints, so you change the rhythm. All right, so the last one is Iran sends an important message to the United States through Qatar. What? I think that's very important. Not because I picked it, but because it is important. You'll see. Let's start with the first article. Associated Press. Kosovo's leader says Russia prevailing in Ukraine would threaten 25 years of peace in the Balkans. Yes, you got that right, Mr. Kurti. Is that your name? Yeah. His name is Kosovo Prime Minister Albin Kurti. So, obviously, he soiled his pants now because he knows his time is overdue. What am I talking about? I personally did not think that, and I still think that I disagree, let's put it mildly, with the US and NATO intervention in Yugoslavia. That was a war crime. That was an illegal attack of a sovereign country. Then the creation of an ethnic state next door from Serbia, I think that was again a mistake. The Russians did better than that in Crimea, and these guys don't recognize it. Why better than that? At least those guys conducted 2 referenda. The other guys just decided. Bombard took it. You guys determined in the whatever they have over there in the parliament to declare independence, and that's it. They would have won independence if they had a referendum. I have no doubt about it. But the Russians conducted 2 in Crimea, and first leave Ukraine, second join Russia. So yes, Kurti, you are in big doo-doo because you know Putin is going to help the Serbs if the Serbs want to be helped. Next article. Watch. We're not going to watch. Why? Because we are on YouTube. Yemen's Houthi rebels strike British oil ship in Red Sea. That's a statement. It's not could, maybe, something like that. October 3rd, 2024. All right. Video footage shows the moment Yemen's Houthi rebels launched an explosive-laden drone boat, oh, they got it from Ukraine, into a British oil tanker in the Red Sea. Footage released by the Houthi group shows a massive explosion taking place at the side of the Cordelia Moon, damaging its port side tank and causing it to be engulfed by plumes of smoke. The attack took place around 110 kilometers, 70 miles, off the port city of Hodeida in Yemen and targeted the Panama-flagged oil tanker Boyinch on Tuesday. All right, so that's another one. What do you think? Let's go to the next one, which is my fellow British friends. However, those guys that are in charge of you, as these guys in charge of us, they're not our friends. There are some other people's friends, and those people are not our friends as well. You just, look for their interest. So pretty soon, your country will be in a hot war with Iran. You will be with Yemen, possibly with Argentina, and who knows where you got interests and you think you still rule the seas. Britannia, unfortunately, is bankrupt, has been bankrupt after they defeated Hitler, but they became bankrupt. They lost all their possessions around the world, not all, but the empire collapsed and became bankrupt. Well, good deal, huh? By the way, that evil guy, Adolf, who you never should have trusted, he's a liar, pants on fire, and I said it 3 times, like St. Peter, right? He said, hey, my friends, towards the British, I'm gonna let you have all your colonies intact. Well, after the war, you lost them all. I guess the next boss, which is Al Capone, said, no, you're gonna give, the colony, you're gonna lose the colonies because all those guys had some uprisings. Now you are bankrupt and you lost everything. That's a fact. Now you're a little island over there, but that needs only one Russian Tsar missile, which they're not gonna send because the Russians are. All right, let's move to the next one. Russia Today. From October 3rd, Moscow urges citizens to leave Israel. It is increasingly unsafe to remain in the Jewish state. You have to say that. Moscow's envoy has said the Russian ambassador to Israel, Anatoly Viktorov, has urged Russian citizens to leave the Jewish state in view of the increasing tensions in the region. The appeal came after Iran fired nearly 200 missiles at Israel in response to the intensification of Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon. Speaking to the TASS news agency on Thursday, Viktorov expressed concerns about the, and I'm quoting, heightened escalation in the Middle East. And I'm quoting, we are advising those who are currently in Israel to think about leaving while there are still regular fights. Regular fights. Why? Because I told you that Iran sent a little message to the US, which says, if anybody moves, we're going to fight unconventionally. What does that mean? I can give you some clues. All right, let's move on. It says, Viktorov urged Russian nationals to consider, and I'm quoting, risks to their lives and health before making decisions about traveling to Israel. And I'm quoting again, the situation in Israel and the neighboring countries is highly intense. Okay, let's move to the next one. Ram pam pam, Russia Today. European Union should prepare for war with Russia. Got that, guys? Go. I'm going to wait. You know what? I'm going to give you a head start. Start doing some push-ups right now. I'm going to pause for a few seconds, do the pull-ups, the abs, remember, the punch in the back, some sparring, some running up the hill with our sprints and all that, okay? Go. I'm back. Let's go. It's only rock and roll. The bloc should boost defense production, so you know already who are the guys behind all this garbage in Ukraine. Amass reserves and continue aiding Kiev. Andrius Kubilius. This is Lithuanian, or what is this guy? By the name is something like that. The EU and Russia could face one another on the battlefield in less than a decade. MMP Andrius Kubilius, the newly appointed EU Commissioner of Defense and Space, said this week The former, oh, got you. I got you. The former Lithuanian prime minister has been known for his hardline stance on relations with Moscow. My friends, here, this is what this guy said. The bloc must ramp up its defense production. Oh my God, these guys are going to make a kill. They scare you and you're going to get all your work, all your taxes, instead of going to your children's brighter future, is going to go to the arms industry. Good job. Good job. Excellent. Next one. If you want peace, prepare for war. No shit. Does it sound correct or valid for the Russians too? Mr. Cornelius Kubilius? That's what he said. We must be ready to meet Russia militarily in 6 to 8 years. The EU in complementing NATO and together with its member states must boost defense production. Lithuania has 2.8 million people, if I remember correctly, but they are big, bold, you know. All these little pieces of thing have the biggest mouth. Stock up reserves and continue helping Ukraine. Why don't you just attack Russia? Why don't you go and say, hey, you know what? I'm here. You're not going to end. You're here and you're going to be dead. According to MP, Brussels' adversaries are watching closely. Oh my God. Okay. We, human beings, and not only, act upon or react upon two, how do you call that? Two stressors or two important, they're not called, how are they called, man? Nevertheless, you understand, I can't find a word. Pleasure and pain, stimuli, got it. All right, two stimuli. One, pain, the other one is pleasure. The pain, if I say, I'm going to give you $1 or I punch you in the face, the punch in the face is going to have a greater effect on you, on all of us, than the, positive, let's say, stimulus. That's what it is. So these guys are using the threats to scare you, to keep your mouth shut, go to your job over there, and don't rock the boat. And give money to whomever they consider will defend you. This is the easiest way. Make people afraid, and then you have them in your palm to smack them around. Well, good job. Let's go to the last topic, the last article. And this is from Russia Today. Iran sends important message to US. Al Jazeera. Any attacks from Israel will be met with unconventional response. What does it mean? Downing civilian airplanes? What? Terrorist attacks? What does it mean? Well, they let you guessing. Tehran has sent a note to Washington via Qatar that it will no longer exercise unilateral self-restraint. I made a video on Iran saying a few days, it was the former Aziz, I can't remember his name, shame on me. He used to be under Ahmadinejad, president of Iran. He used to be his foreign minister, Aziz, something like this, with a little beard here, white hair, so on. Very smart guy, and very smooth. Anyway, so he said Iran is, how did he say? Not employs, I think something like this, exercises self-restraint. And I was like, fuck. And I gave you those examples like the, how many, 100 pumps? And then you're gonna say, okay, it's enough now, I'm gonna react. All right, so it seems like they reached that point. And when it comes to Israel, he said, Al Jazeera has reported, quoting an Iranian source, the message came as West Jerusalem has threatened a harsh response to Tuesday's barrage of Iranian missiles, which Tehran described as reprisal for the deaths of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders at Israel's hands. Iran informed the US that, and I'm quoting, the phase of unilateral self-restraint has ended. And quote, since that failed to safeguard Tehran's national security requirements, the anonymous source told Al Jazeera on Tuesday. We love anonymous sources. Tehran does not want a regional war, but any attack by Israel will be met with an, and I'm quoting, unconventional response that includes targeting Israeli infrastructure, according to the Qatar-based outlet. Meanwhile, the Iranian mission to the UN has issued a statement putting other countries on notice should they aid an Israeli strike on Iran. And I'm quoting, our response will be solely directed at the aggressor. Should any country render assistance to the aggressor, it should likewise be deemed an accomplice and a legitimate target. Hey, Russia, that's how you were supposed to do it in the 25th of February 2022. Exactly like that. What did I tell you? I was foaming at the mouth all this time here. Eh? You helped my enemy to kill me? My family? My nation? My civilization? You are one of those. I will just put you in the same category. If you don't do that, you deserve to just disappear. You know what I mean? All right, it says here, a complete and legitimate target, the mission said, and I'm quoting again, we advise countries to refrain from entangling themselves in the conflict between the Israeli regime and Iran and to distance themselves from the fray. All right, so that's what it is, my friends. This is what it is. The Americans said that they will defend, possibly they will participate in hitting targets in Iran, which I think is going to be a declaration of war right there. I don't know what the Russians will do and the Chinese. Probably they will support with whatever they have. The Brits said they will do the same thing, but have you seen the Houthis are just attacking now, just oil tankers, because the Brits are too strong militarily. And they are just defending. I read an article where it said that supposedly the British response or helping Israel, that means destroying or attacking, trying to intercept Iranians' missiles going towards Israel, were bad. And they said why? They said they have a certain kind of missiles that are too slow or something. But the point of the whole article, that I did not want to talk about, but I'm talking about it right now, was we need more weapons, better weapons. So again, those profiteers, war profiteers and schemers gonna have work to do, which is money, salaries, bonuses, and everything they want. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna shut up, go and work, maybe put your mask on in your basement, take naps, watch TV, whatever garbage they give you, things like this, drive a car with a mask on, take your boosters all the way, and everything they prescribe to you because you're sick. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Iran means business and has the capability. What do you think Israel is going to do? I think Israel is going to react and is going to defend itself. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.